on.
Can you explain a little bit about your arrest situation?
Yeah.
Like what happened? Like,
Yeah.
so you had a warrant.
I had a warrant,
for...
which I didn't have. Okay.
Yeah.
I've gotten 2 tickets. I have a clear. I thought I was in the clear. I did time in October. They picked me up. They tried to cite and release me that day. They didn't want to arrest me. They didn't want to take me in jail. The shelter at the time was Bridges, and Bridges was full. Now I've tried.
Now, was I recording that day? When you were in the park?
The guy that
Cooper?
did this spread out in Long Beach, that photographer that did that Long Beach exhibit or whatever,
Yeah.
he was there.
David.
Taping that day.
Yeah.
David.
Yeah.
When Bynum and Lamburin were the ones who arrested me
Oh, okay.
for storage in the park.
Yeah.
And that stuff was all of ours, but whatever, I took it, okay? Because I'm the one who went in front of them and put something in there, or took something out, and they saw that.
Yeah.
That stuff had been sitting there for 2 months. And that day they chose to move in, take everything.
Yeah.
You were saying that you were at Maxwell and you were actually leaving.
On that day?
On that day.
The 21st? 21st?
That Anaheim, 21st, that Anaheim PD came and grabbed you. Can you just describe that situation?
Well, they had come by, like I said, about a week prior to that day, and they told us all about the shelter. Officer Bynum, the second day that they were announcing the shelter was going to open, right? Bynum followed me from Maxwell Park. I was walking these 2 dogs back to Maureen over here, and I take the route that goes right in the back of the school. There's a little open gate when the school's in session. You go through there, you come through here. It's easier, right? So as I go through that back way, the one in the white truck, Bynum, he's behind me. Now, mind you, I hadn't done anything wrong. I didn't jaywalk. I used the button. I had the dogs on leashes. I was totally legit, right? At that time, I didn't have a warrant because he took my name and everything, but I did, supposedly, because the 21st. Now, if they put that warrant out on 2/12, they had ample time to arrest me because I'd been stopped several times during that week alone, with my birthday given and they know who the heck I am. You know what I mean? They know everything that goes on there. Everybody's day they don't go to court, the day the warrant. They know. They have a calendar of that because they harass us and persecute us every single day. They know each of our faces. That guy, he had no reason to follow me that day and tell me personally, face to face, warn me actually, or threaten me, whatever you want to call it. I just want to let you know the shelter's opening, and I know you're gonna, make the right decision. You know what I mean? Go there. Just want to tell you face to face. That way you can't say you didn't know. Is that why you followed me behind the school where no one could see us? That's scary. Like, for me, I don't want to be followed. I don't want to be stalked, I don't, officer of the law is supposed to protect me. I don't need him creeping up behind me, behind the school, to tell me about a shelter that I already done got a flyer on the day before. He knows that. I talked to the Illumination Foundation. She couldn't give me any information. She didn't have her ID on her. She got her ID on today, though. Guaranteed, she had that thing around her neck.
So you had the warrant, right?
I have the warrant.
And they didn't call you on the warrant until just recently?
Until I left Maxwell Park on my own, that way. When they were busing people to the shelter, me and my little group were like, no, you're not locking us up. We're going to take our stuff because we have a right to do so. We have the freedom to leave. And you want us out of Maxwell Park, right? No. They want us out of Anaheim. Clearly out. Orange County, just gone.
Yeah.
But out of Anaheim for sure. They have a vendetta against us. They told us this personally, that we have a different set of rules for you homeless people. We're zero tolerance for homeless here in Anaheim. And
who told you that?
Officer Bynum, Meyer, Cooper. He's been kind of well behaved. There's another one too. I'll have to ask Leanne which one he is.
Lambaron maybe, or?
Oh no, he's no, but he knows.
So did they stop you on your way out of Maxwell?
Yes.
And what happened then?
They stopped all of us. They arrested her. They arrested her boyfriend. Right before all of that, they followed us because we went up from Maxwell, from the library, right, up to Magnolia, and just hook a right. Now, when they started the whole move process, it was like before daylight. So there we were in the parking lot of Pizza Hut. It's totally closed down. The hours for Pizza Hut hadn't begun yet, so the workers weren't there. We know that there's going to be people coming in. We weren't going to stay there all day. But all that stuff with all those people and dogs, we had to get. That's a big move, just that little way. We stopped and rest, got ourselves all together, got coffee, things that normal people do. in the mornings, right, before they go to work. And we were just sitting there. We weren't bothering nobody. We weren't obstructing anything. And they spotted the black and white SUV, which is Meyer, I believe, driving that one, seen us. And he goes to go tell his boss, I'm sure, right, at Maxwell, hey, gotta go, da-da-da-da-da. These people are trying to escape, okay? Because that's what it looked like. It looked like we were trying to escape, like a battle zone. It was really sad.
And what did they do? Were you in fact arrested?
Yeah, I was arrested the next morning after we had been there throughout that day. The move was at Maxwell. We stayed that day right around the corner from Pizza Hut. We got everything situated, covered up. We were actually waiting for a storage unit. They had gone to go rent a storage unit, but it was all the way on Knott, I believe, in Lincoln.
Where's the bike?
Now, mind you, we don't have a car. We don't have a U-Haul. We don't have help.
The bike, I need his phone.
CityNet and Illumination Foundation, County of Orange, City of Anaheim, whoever the heck's in on this, didn't offer help. If you really want us gone, you could at least help us out a little bit. You guys got tons of dump trucks, right? Tons of city workers. I counted over 35 cars in that parking lot after it was over. With everybody high-fiving, you know what I mean? Yeah. That was a big payroll day. Big payroll day.
So were you in fact arrested then?
Yes, I was arrested the following morning on the 22nd. I was arrested on they issued the warrant on 2/12.
It was a warrant for storing property.
Storing your property, which is a cite and release. On site, they could have released. They did not have to take me to jail. They did that so they could take my things.
And they took you to jail?
And they took me to jail in the paddy wagon.
And what happened to your stuff?
They took it all and took it to storage, supposedly, which I've never, ever, ever been able to retrieve anything from.
To this day?
No, and this is like the 8th time they've taken my stuff. Just mine and Rudy's alone. I'm not counting everybody else. Because other people that were on that sidewalk, and we weren't obstructing anything. We weren't doing anything illegal. But the guy that owns the water shop, the Asian, he don't like us.
Yeah.
Kept calling. That's what the cop told him, because the cop showed up and said, I can't do anything. They're not breaking the law. But keep calling, and we can do something.
And they did.
And they kept calling. And making up shit, I'm sure. Because if you can't get it with the truth, it's because we're not doing anything wrong. You gotta lie, and you gotta, the cop's telling him, make multiple phone calls. And that will allow us to proceed with action.
And they did proceed with action.
And they did, they proceeded with action. They arrested me, they took all my things. I wasn't doing nothing but walking the dog, the other dog over there. I was just walking the dog. And he's like, Michelle, come here. And he knew. But he was mad. He was mad about that prior day with us when I went and got help, because they sat in the parking lot and were like, you got 30 minutes to get out of this parking lot. Business isn't even open yet. So then we were moving
30 minutes or what?
30 minutes or they're going to arrest us.
Yeah, I was there that day.
Yeah, he was there that day.
Mm-hmm.
When I went back to go tell everybody, we got 30 minutes, we got to move. And it's funny too, because it's in Pizza Hut's parking lot.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Anyways, I had to make a joke about that. I went and got Bert, and Bert ran and got Lou and you guys. And then before you know it, the whole team was there taking pictures of them stalking us, like literally like on us, getting us. And they were going to do that each way. As we moved our stuff from place to place down the sidewalk, they would have followed us all the way, making it.
Until when?
Until we got out of Anaheim city lines, I'm sure. Or until they arrested us and got all our shit, because eventually we have to block something. It's impossible not to, because as you know, when you have a bike and a trailer, you know, it's just inevitable. We try not to, especially when we make stops.
You can't move forever.
Well, you see what I do. I mean, we're exhausted, but I take it upon myself to make sure that we're 36 inches. You know, we're not violating any code, because I know all the codes. And they keep making up new rules for us because they have different rules for us, they said, which they don't. Legally, they don't.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't be enforcing laws of their own.
They're definitely double standard.
They very much do. At the park all the time, we would get cited for things that other people violated.
Exactly.
But they said because we're homeless.
Yeah.
Well, that's discrimination.
Mm-hmm.
You said that they have different rules for you.
us.
The officers had said.
Yeah, we didn't get a rules list though.
No, but what officer told you we have different rules?
That was Officer Meyer. He's also the one who doesn't like the homeless being fed at the park, because that's what keeps us there, which is weird. We all have to eat. We're not getting fed here. We, you know, like over there. But that's because nobody knows we moved over here. When they found out we were over there, they kind of already knew. That's why they didn't shut this down yet. They waited till we all grouped up. Then they came through, and they were stopped the other night. Cooper and the black SUV, Van Buren, they were around the corner, posted, and following us around somehow through Buena Park.
What was the exact quote that Officer Meyer, was it? When about...
Well, we were talking about the canopies. You know, this was still during summertime, because that's when we got there. This was like, we got there in May, so this probably was like July, okay? When he made the statement. It's a hot month of July. We had our canopies up, and the park ranger had told us, you gotta keep 2 sides open. So I knew the rules on that. The park ranger gave me all the rules of the park, so I kept all those rules. Made sure everybody else did too. So the day that he came through to warrant check all of us, that was their excuse anyways for not having probable cause to approach us, is a warrant check, probation check, whatever, you know? Illegal search and seizure all the time. And he told us to take the canopies down. And because we were under that tree before they cut it down. Remember that tree in the back? Yeah. He told us to take the canopies down because we're under this tree, or move from under the tree because we have the canopies. And we're like, but that doesn't make any sense, you know? And we're looking across the park at other people, families, you know? Well, and as my friend Jesse brought that up, he goes, well, what about those people? The people that come for the birthday parties and, you know, with their families, soccer games, things like that. Oh, no, that's okay. We have a different set of rules for the homeless people. And he goes, oh, really? What kind of rules? He goes, just different rules for you guys apply. You know what I mean? Like, so we can't have canopies, they can. Because they got kids and they're more important. You know, but I have sick kids. They're just big kids, you know what I mean? I mean, we have bronchitis, asthmas, we got cancer, we got all kinds of shit going on. Only getting sicker too.
Yeah.
And now they're sticking a bunch of sick people into a building together with no medical doctor on staff. And I heard it's just brewing, you know? Brewing the pot.
Yeah.
So I'm tired of losing friends, but I don't deserve to be treated like that. We were trying to leave, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he told us, if you guys choose not to go to the shelter, we will take you to jail. We were told that. We were told that by Lori too at the Illumination Foundation. You know you guys are going to be arrested if you guys don't come to the shelter. Oh, thanks. Thanks for the threat. Next time bring coffee and donuts. You're going to come this early and tell us about a shelter. That if we don't go, we're going to be arrested. And then she tried to tell us that it's not a lockdown facility, but in a way, for us bikers, because we don't have a vehicle to get in and out, probation can drop you off, the Illumination Foundation, CityNet, any police department, agencies that are connected in some way can shuttle you in and out, or you can shuttle yourself in and out on the shuttle specific times only. So if you don't have a schedule that matches that, or if you're late, or God forbid something happens, right, you can't make it back on time, you're in for the day or you're out for the night. That sounds like lockdown to me. It doesn't sound like an open door policy at all.
Yeah.
And then they really, I heard they don't really have a structured program, even though all their paperwork says they do. So in 2 months or 3 months or however long this shelter lasts, these people are going to be right back out here. Really pissed off that they lost all their shit and went here to avoid being arrested just because, for what? Just to be back out here after doing the song and dance for them so they could track us some more? Because that's what they're doing. They're keeping us quarantined over there to monitor our comings and goings and our lifestyle, trying to figure us out how to fix this or whatever. It doesn't make sense. Because we're not going to conform to their ways of society. But that doesn't mean our ways are bad. All bad. But in society, every different society has goods and bads, pros and cons, right? But they're trying to govern us like they are the boss of us. But I remember being free. I was born in Anaheim, and now they want me out of the city I was born in. And I have a real problem with that.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that hospital over there that they send us to, because I was threatened to be arrested there too, while I was a patient.
Oh yeah, you told me about
Remember?
that.
I was so hot that day when I got back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had pulled my rotator cuff. I have a rotator cuff injury, and I went there for an MRI that they refused to give me. So when I went to go get the civil rights number off their wall in the main hospital, the security guard pushed, like literally backed me up with his body. Didn't physically touch me, but he pushed me with his body, like his, you know, energy or whatever, out the building and told me he was going to take me to jail for trespassing. He was going to call the police.
And you were a patient?
I was a patient in the ER. All I wanted was the civil rights number, the 1-800 number off their wall.
And you were born and raised in Anaheim?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm ready to go now. You know what I mean? So, I mean, they're so willing to fly us all out of here or bus us or train us out of here, you know? And they're so willing to spend, like that payroll day must have been huge, right?
A lot of people.
They're trying to spend that kind of money to build a dog park and to do this and to do that.
Yeah.
Well, why can't you do it to like show these people that you guys are really here to help us?
Yeah, get
'Cause
some
you guys
permanent
aren't.
housing.
You guys are here to help yourselves, and you guys fucked up somewhere along the way, and you got Judge Carter sniffing up his fucking trail, you know? And that's what it is. Because
Yeah.
Judge Carter's a good man. Period. Aside from being a judge, he used to be a criminal law judge. So when Rude was going through it, when we first met, he was the judge on his cases all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if not for the lawsuit, no shelter would have been built, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the part I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's a temporary, and they're having to move us now from the bridges to over here to this new shelter. So is the bridges closing?
No.
Good. That would have been bad because that
Yeah.
would have looked really bad. Why are you
Yeah.
closing your shelter when you have an opening?
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't think that they're. I think their treatment of people at the shelter is not going to go over very well with the public.
No. Yeah. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, you're
Appreciate it. We'll wrap this up, but please share the video. Do join Homeless Advocates for Christ on Facebook, and just pray that there'll be more options for the homeless. Permanent supportive housing is what people really need. So, thanks again for your prayers and support. May God bless you as you seek first His kingdom always. Bye bye.